Our next topic is calendar management. Most clients are looking for someone to manage their schedules and activities. We can expect some clients with an overwhelming schedule and might need you to step in and help them manage it. The most frequently used calendar is the Google Calendar. So here we have our dummy Google account to learn more how to use the Google Calendar. When in your Gmail or Google Mail, you can click on the uppermost right portion of your screen and click on the dotted icon, and it will show you the choice of applications on the Google Workplace, and there you can find where the Google Calendar icon is. Or on the right portion, you can easily select the calendar icon too. Once you clicked that icon, you can see that it will now load a new tab. The most basic thing that we need here is to set an appointment. And for this example, the client wants to set an activity at a particular day. On the upper left portion of the calendar, click on Create, and it will show you two options, Event and Task. For this example, let's click on the event. If the client wants you to set up a meeting, then rename the event, say for example, Client Meeting John Doe. Under the name of the event, you can still change the activity type by clicking on the options below. You could change it into a task or a reminder. The difference between event, task, and reminder is it is only under the event that you could add a participant, which is what we like to do since we are adding our client. So let's stick with the event. Set the time and duration, set the date. It is also important to take note that the time of the Google Calendar is synced with the time of your client. If your client is in Australia, you must set up your time according to your client's time zone. For the sake of this example, let's consider it's the Philippine time zone. We can set it to repeat if it's every week on Monday. You could also set it once a month or customize it to repeat the event every 2 weeks or fortnightly. For this event, we will not repeat it. What's important here is to add a participant since we need to invite John Doe for him to have the date of the meeting synced on his calendar. We will now begin adding John Doe. Just type in the email address of your client. You can add the location if the client indicated the meeting location, or you can skip it. Add description if you want to indicate what the meeting is all about. You may also add an attachment, but make sure it's uploaded on your Google Drive or you can upload it. In this example, we won't attach anything. Under More option, what you can find here on the guest permission, the Modify event is unticked for the organizer of the event to know that the permission cannot be changed. Click on Save and Send. It would then be received by the client or the participant. When the client has received the message or the notification, he will see this notification on his email. He will then have three options: yes, maybe, and no. The organizer of the event will then receive a notification if the client accepted the event or not, or he's still unsure. Syncing another Google Calendar to your own calendar. How to sync another Google Calendar to your own calendar. There would be some instances where the client would ultimately let you manage their entire calendar. This will then let you view all their events, tasks, and reminders. This is possible even if you don't have the logins for their Google account. Here are the steps on how to sync your client's calendar with your own. On the other calendars options on the lower left part, click the add icon beside it. We will then choose the subscribe to calendar option. You can see that there are other options as well. Create new calendar, browse calendars of interest. Here there are publicly accessible calendars such as religious holidays that you could choose. Or from URL, if there are any publicly accessible calendars on the web, you could also paste the URL in here. You could also import and export calendars from your files. On this example, it would focus mainly on how to sync the client's calendar to ours. So let's get back on syncing their calendars to your own calendar. Go back again to the subscribe calendar, then type in their Gmail or email address. After this, they will receive a request from you to access their calendar. There will be a pop-up box indicating your request for access. Type in your request and click on the request to access. This will then notify your client about the request. Let's see the perspective of the client's email as an example. Here is the email that the client would be receiving regarding the notification request. Always take note that the request might go to the spam folder, so you may want to let your client know beforehand. Approving your access, and he can now select the Google account that they want to share their calendar with. They also have specific request permission that they can grant, such as see all event details, etc. Now, let's go back on the VA's dummy account and go to the other calendar. You may now see that the calendar of the client is ticked there as an option. Click on the month, and you may now see all the events of the client. They will now be visible in your own calendar. If you want to remove the events of your client from your calendar view, you may untick it below. You can see this under the other calendar options again. Click on the client's name and untick the box. You can view your calendar according to day, week, month, or even year, or by schedule. It is usually preferred to see it by month, so we could have the entire few weeks factored in with every event that you would be planning for the client.